Hello, namaste. Welcome to this deeply relaxing restorative yoga session that I have planned for you today. It's going to be a wonderful practice to just unwind into your evening after a busy day, or of course you could practice this at any time of the day. Also a great practice if you're struggling with stress or anxiety at the moment, or maybe a chronic illness or pain in your body. And it guarantees that you will have a good night's sleep. So keyword here, relaxation. So before we begin, let me tell you what you're going to need. First of all, comfy clothes. So you can see I'm wearing a nice woolly jumper because it's winter time and cold outside, so I want it to be all snug. You can wear your socks, you could wear pajamas, whatever you're comfortable in today. And then equipment wise, I'm sitting on a bolster, a yoga bolster. If you don't have a bolster, perhaps 2 or 3 pillows belted up could double up as a bolster, but you will need one or something similar. And then you can see here I have a chair today. Any kind of chair will do. I've just got a fold up chair from IKEA, but you could have your dining room chair, whatever is available for you. And then I've also got 3 blankets. So if you could grab 3 blankets, and a brick block or anything that is similar. You might have 2 really thick books that you could tie together, or a sandwich box. And then lastly, you'll see on the top I've got an eye pillow. Now if you don't have an eye pillow, it would be just really nice at the end of our practice to cover your eyes, so perhaps maybe a silk scarf or something similar to that. Okay, let's begin. So we're going to begin actually with a breathing technique, and this breathing technique guarantees to really relax you before we begin, to just let go of your day before we begin. So before we do the breathing technique, we'll close our eyes and just settle. And it's a very simple breathing technique. It's called left side nostril breathing, and I'll explain more about that as we go along. So sitting tall, kneeling up on your bolster because I want the spine long for the breathing technique. You can rest your palms down onto your thighs. Softly close your eyes. Take a full breath in through both nostrils. Big letting go breath out through the mouth. Complete permission to let go of your day and to soften. And notice where you do hold on, especially around your face. So soften your forehead, eyebrows. Let your eyes just sink back into their sockets. And another place we hold a lot of tension is our jaw and our mouth. So can you let your jaw just hang loose and slack? Relax your tongue, relax your mouth. Bring your full awareness to your natural breath. Permission to just empty, to get present with the whole feeling that is you in this moment. Allow your body and mind to become a vessel that can let go. So that by the end of our practice, we enter into a very weightless experience of spirit and vastness. So continue with your eyes closed, and I'm just going to explain a little bit about the breathing technique before we get to it. It's left nostril breathing, and very much about stimulating the right side of our brain, and I'll explain why. The right side of our brain, in yoga terms known as Ida, and represents the moon. It's calming, cooling, creative, and allows you to feel relaxed and come into parasympathetic nervous system when it is dominant. Okay, when the left side of the brain is dominant, which is what we don't want today, then when left side of the brain is dominant, this represents more fiery, known as pingula in yoga, more fiery side to the mind. So it's active, thinking, doing, rather than being. So, and of course, left side of the brain represents more sympathetic nervous system. And what we're really aiming for today is to let go of that fight or flight, to feel so relaxed, so chilled out at the end of this session. So softly open your eyes. Now I've explained why we're doing this left nostril breathing. I will show you how. So you're going to, I'm not going to mirror you, you're going to take your right hand thumb, and use it to close off the whole of your right nostril. Now you might want to just have a little sniff first. I will do that too, so you're not on your own. And then we're ready. So we take right thumb to right nostril, and we're going to just, with this variation of this, we're just going to turn the fingers up towards the ceiling. And this is so simple, but we're going to do it for 5 minutes. I will tell you when to stop, but I'm not going to talk during it, okay? So for 5 minutes, we're going to breathe in through the left nostril and breathe out through the left nostril. Okay, now there are other variations to this where we can hold the breath in between, and if you know those variations, you're welcome to use them. So you could breathe in, hold the breath, then breathe out, and make it even, breathing in 4, holding 4, breathing out 4. But the variation I'm advising us to do, especially if you're less experienced in breathing techniques, is just breathing in and breathing out through left nostril. So you can begin, and you can just softly close your eyes again. Inhale, exhale. Try not to be in a rush to grab the breath in. Focus more on breathing out. The breath in will come very naturally, don't grab it. Find your arm or your shoulder aches at any time, you could just curl your fingers in and relax the arm down as I'm showing now. And if you're okay with the hand in a more upright position, then continue with this mudra. So left side breathing through left nostril, we're stimulating right side brain, which is that moon, feminine, cooling version. calming part of the brain. And you find the more you move on with this breathing exercise, hopefully the slower the breath. So yeah, feeling nice and balanced. You might have 10 minutes on left side of brain, 10 minutes on right side of brain. When you're feeling stressed or anxious, you'll find left side of brain has become more dominant. When you're feeling really chilled, perhaps when you're away on holiday or listening to some music or practicing yoga, you'll find right side of the brain has become more dominant. And that's the idea behind everything we're doing this evening or today, depending what time you're practicing. Okay, so just a couple of minutes left. I'm going to drop my arm down again. And after your next exhalation, you can release your right arm, your right thumb. You might want to give your nose a little bit of a rub, but just close your eyes again, resting hands onto thighs, and notice how you're feeling. And already you can hear my voice has become calmer and more relaxed, and that's because I'm feeling calmer and more relaxed. And just notice how you're feeling. It's a wonderful little practice. You can do that anywhere. Block off your right nostril and breathe through the left to relax. Okay, so let's get going with the restorative yoga now. You're going to open your eyes, and we're going to need everything for this practice apart from the chair and the eye pillow. So we're going to take the block, or your sandwich block, whatever you've got to double up as that, on its flat side. You're going to take a bolster, and you're going to take 2 blankets either side of the bolster, and 1 blanket just kind of folded in 2 up at the top of the bolster there, and I will hold it there in a sec. Now we're going to literally straddle the bolster, letting our knees rest onto the blanket so they've got some cushioning, and then we're going to lengthen the front of our body, big toes touching by the way, onto the bolster, and then rest arms down onto the blankets too. And then this blanket that's doubled over, you're just going to rest your forehead on. And we're going to spend just 8 minutes here. totally relaxing. Now, if you really struggle with your bum down here, either your ankles are hurting or you find your bum is very lifted and not touching the heels like mine, you could take maybe a cushion or pillow underneath. And if your blankets are hurting, maybe a rolled up blanket underneath the ankles. Now, you may find it difficult to be still, especially if you do struggle with stress or anxiety. But this is part of the practice. So even if your mind is busy here, just be with that. It will start to calm down as we move on through. And it's really important that your lower abdomen is resting here onto the bolster, because this is very calming to the lower abdomen, this restorative child pose. Be present with your natural breath. Again, relax your jaw, your mouth, your fingers. This is such a wonderful gift you are giving to yourself right now. Gift of self-care, gift of relaxation. Of course, complete permission if you wanted to put on some soft music to relax to as well. I should have said that earlier. It's just come to me. Okay, last couple of minutes we're going to turn our head each way. So we're going to turn head to one side, so I'm turning it away and I'm taking the blanket away. Alright, you're going to gently lift your head and turn it the other way. And then gently lift your head, center, and slowly, slowly press your hands down and ease yourself up. So don't be in a rush, no jerkiness. Okay, you can bring your knees back together and release that by just stretching the legs out, giving them a little shake. And the next pose means we're coming up to the chair and we're going to sit on this bolster. So now it's halfway across the mat. I'm going to sit on it. I'm going to move those out to the side for now, my two blankets, because they're going to come back in just a moment. This blanket you might need, you may not. And I'm going to move the chair forward. So chair is going to come up close to me. The block or your sandwich tin, whatever you're using, is going to now rest. I don't know what this blanket was doing. Yes, I forgot for a moment. It's resting on the chair, like so. Okay, and then the block here rests on top of it. With these two blankets, I'm going to take the legs wide. With these two blankets, either side, they're going to come under the knees to support the knees. Now, really, depending on your flexibility, will depend on where you need to be in this pose. So for some of you, you may need to bring the chair very close. You may need your block on its top level, like so. It may be slightly turned into you. And then your arms just resting on the chair. Okay, and it's quite important that we're resting forehead on the block because that's very, very calming. We're stimulating a certain spot here that is very calming to the mind. So block can be any level, okay? So try and find your way into that. Chair can be as close or as far away as you wish. So for me, about here. I'm going to take the block, I'm going to take the chair a little bit further away. Sliding. Okay, and once you're here, timer can begin, and we're going to take this one for 8 minutes too. I'm just going to sort out my blanket and my block because it's not working for me. So again, you do have to play around a little bit. Might have to put me on pause while you get comfortable. Okay. And if you're feeling that it's the floor is too hard on your heels, maybe you want to take a blanket or something soft under your heels too. So I'm now going to rest my forehead down onto the block, tilt the block slightly. The chair can go even further away from me, and we're ready to begin. Your legs are as wide as you feel is comfortable. Again, fingers relaxed, head relaxed. If it feels better to have your arms alongside your body, you could do that. Be more flexible. You may find you don't even want the block. Perhaps even roll up the blanket and rest your forehead on the blanket. So we're stimulating Ajna chakra here, which connects to the pineal gland. And when we work close to this pressure point, when we take a slight pressure onto the forehead, again it can be very relaxing to the frontal brain. As I was finding this quite easy, I've taken my block away, but you can keep your block there if that's easier for you. You can also, if it's more comfortable, turn your head to the side. So we're going to begin to bring some awareness back. Without moving, just notice how you're feeling. Notice your breath. Notice anything that is coming up for you. And then you're ready to, you're going to lift your head, release it from the block or off your hands, whichever technique you took, and ease yourself back up. Ooh, feeling very, very relaxed now. And this brings us to our last pose. It's actually got dark while I've been teaching this as well. So we're not really going anywhere. We're going to keep our bum onto the bolster, bring knees in. Now there is a kind of technique to this, so good luck. Not going to need the brick block now, so that can go. But we are going to take our shins, so you have to lean back up onto the chair now, okay? Totally relax. So obviously I've got the whole of my shins on the chair. I've still got my bum on the bolster, okay? And you want to really make sure that it's right across the sacrum. So from back hip bone to back hip bone, basically, is on the bolster. Other two blankets, one of them can either go over you to keep you warm, or I'm going to rest it just across my abdomen because it just feels really calming to do that, okay? So otherwise you can take the blanket all over you. And the other blanket is going to be a pillow and a neck roll. So it's going to go like that. And this is quite difficult to get into. I might be making it look easier than it is, but good luck with that. And you want your eye pillow, so everything ready basically. I've lost my roll. Let's come back. So I'm going to slowly come back. Get that roll. Oh, lovely. Around underneath the base of my skull. So the occipital bone. Play around with the bolster if it doesn't feel right. And then you could kind of like just gather other parts of the blanket in, roll them in. I've not done this very well. Just roll them in. So you're nice and cozy there. And then eye pillow, this one over here. So we're turning the body basically upside down into an inversion, which is very, very relaxing and calming. So this is the gem of a pose to do before bedtime. Absolutely fantastic for bringing you into parasympathetic nervous system, calming the mind and the body. So then you're going to take your silk scarf or your eye pillow, rest it over your eyes. I'm just checking the time first. Relax. Arms can either be alongside your body, or you might want to rest your hands up onto the bolster. Totally up to you. Play around with your position to make sure you're really comfortable and snug. And we finish off here with another 8 minutes, where you could take longer if you have more time. we're going to begin to deepen awareness. Just deepen your breath. Notice how you're feeling. You can start to wriggle your fingers and your toes. And then gently bring your feet to the end of the chair. And if you can, you're going to try and shuffle the chair away from you a little bit. And then the bolster you're lying on, underneath your bum, is going to roll underneath your knees. You may need to actually get up, as I am doing, to move your chair. And then we're just going to spend 2 more minutes with the bolster under our knees and come back to our position. Relaxation. Back to your neck roll. And your eye pillow. To finish the session in Shavasana. And then once more, for the last time, I'm going to ask you to bring your awareness back. And really, awareness of the whole feeling that is you now. You might be feeling quite chilled out and relaxed. You can wriggle your fingers and your toes again. Bend your legs up, soles of the feet onto the bolster. And just roll the bolster away from you for a moment. And then we're going to roll onto our side. Doesn't really matter which side. Eye pillow's going to come on. And just rest here for a moment on your side, all nice and snug. A feeling of peace and contentment. The world has not changed, but perhaps the way you see it now has. So we're going to open the eyes slowly, softly, gently. Bring yourself up. We'll finish as we began. So coming up onto the bolster, kneeling, so that we can just order our practice. So sitting nice and upright, palms down. Take 3 full breaths with me. Begin now, inhale and breathe out. 2 more. Last one. Please fold your hands to your heart center, and we bow with such gratitude to this practice that brings us back to ourselves. This feeling of peace and contentment and love that is our birthright. And it's always there, waiting to be tapped into, right at the core of our being. All you have to do is give yourself the gift of time and self-care to tap into this version of yourself, as you have done today. Now we bow our heads forwards. Namaste. Bring your thumbs, bring them to the center of your eyebrows, and then down to your heart, and then down to your gut. There are 3 places of intuition. And back to your heart. Softly open your eyes, release your hands. So I hope you're feeling lovely. I hope you sleep well this evening, and join me again sometime. So if you enjoyed this session, please do subscribe to my channel if you haven't done yet. You see, I'm forgetting what I have to say now at the end because I'm feeling so relaxed. And if you would like to donate any amount of money for this class, I also have a donation button on my YouTube channel, just where my website is underneath my main photographs. Otherwise, you can hop over to my website, which is brigitteriley.com. There are more classes there on one of my website pages, and also another option for payment on my website. So brigitteriley.com. Also teach masterclasses, retreats, and everything's on my website. I'm just blank. I'm feeling so relaxed. Thanks. I'll see you again soon. Take care.